Hi, uh, this is my another video on a science topic. This time it's astronomy. Um, yeah, it's a Bangalore has good weather these days. Like last 2 months, it's full of sunny days. It's very good. So I thought this is the best time to talk about a topic, astronomy. Astronomy is one paper in my undergraduation curriculum, and I like that topic. Um, um, I got some free time, so I thought I would make this video. I was watching, television, and I was bored of watching news, sports, and music, and I thought I would make a content that would be useful for kids, content and science topic. So is this video? Okay. Okay. So we have clear sky, right? And see, astronomy is one good topic, and I want to make this video because, this generation, right? Uh, I have seen my daughter, always seeing using devices and always talking about people, friends, TV shows, YouTube, all that, and very little interest on any science topics. So, see, astronomy will kindle interest on other science topics. I would say why. um, uh, See, the current generation, right? Even if I'm in office or at home, we always think about people, and in India, especially, we talk only about movies, movie stars, music, sports, uh, political leaders. That's it, right? And it's always about people. And even if you see all the socials, you see lots of uh, uh, content about sports, politics, movies, music, only that, right? And very few about education, and because people think it's a very boring topic, and most of the students, they just want to pass the school and pass the degree and get the certificate, and they don't want to develop. They don't want to, even talk about those topics. It's just for studies, and once they study, they forget, right? But see, but astronomy, right? See, I had only one paper, and that too, I studied only for 6 months. But the thing is, when I studied astronomy, right, every day I spend at least 15 to 13 minutes to just, I do some stargazing in the sense, uh, just whatever I read in the book. And also, I have, in our physics lab, right, we had a big reflecting telescope. And I developed interest in, like, we get very less time, like our lecturers give us only like 30 minutes or 1 hour time, like just 4 or 5 days in that whole 6 months of that subject to do sky watching. No, but at that time, we used to watch Saturn and watch the rings around the Saturn, and even we used to, watch Jupiter and see the moons around the Jupiter, all that, and it will create interest, watching the heavenly objects, and that sparkle interest. Okay. But even that, astronomy is a very good topic. Uh, See what will happen, like that stargazing. Even now, see if I'm bored at work, or um, if I have some, difficult time with family, see, with my children or my wife, I simply, go out and focus something on sky. uh, just not much long, because right, in city, busy schedule, we don't get time, for any of even for any leisurely activity, but just at least 10 minutes, just go out, and if you just see where the Saturn is, where the Jupiter is, and where the Mars is, it's a big stress relief. um, I feel it's a huge relief of stress. So that's why, I want to talk about this astronomy. I'm not going to talk about very detailed topics. Few things, like I'm going to introduce few terms. First one, right? Orbit. Orbit is the path uh, taken by any planet or any heavenly object in the sky in the background of the celestial sphere. See, the celestial sphere is the 24 constellations that you have, like all the constellations, big collection of stars. And in that background, these planets, right, they will take a path. That is like the apparent path that is visible to an observer in our planet, right? When we are in the ground. So for any observer like me, if I'm here and if I see the sky, the path taken by any planet in the background of the celestial sphere, it's called orbit. Orbit. That is one key term. Okay. The next term, ecliptic. See, ecliptic is the path taken by sun in the background of the celestial sphere. That is one key reference for any sky observer. See, forget about these days, right? In olden days, like say in 17th and 18th century, these Europeans, right? They are the discoverers, correct? We always look at Europeans. So they did great sky voyages, right? So they used to travel in ship from, say, like, they were initially stationed in Europe, but they went all across to America and they discovered America and even they discovered India, right? So Europeans did also, Europeans used sky as reference, like they always use, the pole star. There is one pole star. If you see at the South Pole near the in the south extreme, there is one star, always pole star. They always use pole star as a reference when they maneuver ships, in the ocean, big ocean. Okay, so yeah, so ecliptic. Let me come back to the topic. Ecliptic is the path taken by the sun in the apparent that is the apparent path that is visible to an observer and planet in our Earth uh, in the background of the celestial sphere. That is ecliptic. Um, okay, I'll talk little about astrology. Okay, here the 12 constellations, right? So even in Indian, in South India, you talk the Magaram, Shimam, Simham, all that. 12 constellations. The 12 constellations, see, there are so many constellations. I think around 36 or 24 in the whole celestial sphere. This ecliptic, right? The path taken by sun that covers 12 constellations. Okay, those 12 are called this Rashi. I'm just spotting little astrology. Okay, um, so that is why this term ecliptic is very important. Ecliptic is the apparent path taken by sun for an observer in planet Earth uh, in the background of the constellations. Constellations are the 36 constellations that we see here. Okay, yeah, ecliptic. See, like when we talk like this, right? What happens? No, say I'm sparkling interest, but for some of you this might be boring. At first uh, instance, you might even find it difficult to grasp what I'm saying because this is a totally different topic which nobody talks. We talk about it only in colleges, right? And that too, only few people develop interest in all this. But the advantage of thinking about this thing, right? See, we are always overwhelmed with um, this day-to-day activities, right? Like always thinking about family, people. So like the most I think about my wife, my daughters. That is all, right? And then office. We think about our colleagues. We always discuss and then work all that. We always think about life and planet. If you see, right, and politics, and there is so much competition. See, I'll give one instance. If I make this video, there will be few takers to just listen to what I say, but there will be many to compete with me. Compete with me in the sense, see, if I upload this in YouTube or Facebook, I'll see another three or four. I don't even see comments on about the content of this topic or about the feedback. But you know what I see? Someone else will raise another video, put a topic on physics, competing with me, saying that they are smarter than me. That it's such a, such a devil's world we are living. Competing in the sense they don't want to, mature or develop their conscience so much, and lots of class, religion, competition. I am better, I am better. It's life is very short, right? It's just 60 years of life. Life is so beautiful, and you can enjoy life even as living a single. I am, like I'm away from my wife. Like she went for a delivery of my second daughter, and still she didn't come back. But every day I really enjoy. But there are challenges. Okay, it's not easy to live a single, especially in India. They don't even allow you. But that's what I pray. I do prayers. I'm a Ram Bhakt, and that helps. And yeah, see, coming back to astronomy, right? So this ecliptic. Yeah, I stick to the topic, ecliptic. Um, so these things, we always overwhelmed with talking about people, this glamour, right? Music, movie, all that. If you start focus, and even at the max they talk about other animals, like they talk about snakes, or they say, the small species are so smart than us. So they always talk about animals or plants and food. In India especially, food is crazy. They talk about food. But astronomy, right, if you just our planet is a small dot in this whole universe, and we our planet is constantly moving, and once you start the sky, then you realize that okay, we are in planet. We are just, even though I'm at home, I am in planet, and this planet is always in movement, right? So it's constantly moving. How many of us realize that? Even nobody even see, we are like we are humans. We are not animal. We are not a donkey or a cow, right? We are six sense humans. We went through good education, but look at people here, right? Idiotic. I mean, they spend time. Okay, sports. Okay, sports you can spend for some time, but you have to use your brain, right? I mean, you studied so much, and um, you need to talk about topics, like you need to observe, you need to see your surroundings, what's happening, all that. Yeah, coming back to the topic, this planet, right? Once you see the sky, like this two terms, right? Orbit and ecliptic. Just keep this in mind. You can research more, even in Google, and Google, you can search for more information about ecliptic, Google ecliptic and orbit, and then you will slowly read about other things, like okay, what is the time taken by orbit by each planet? Like Earth is taking how many days? 365. Uh, 365 days to, make an orbit around the sun, and slowly you'll see, okay, first you see that these are all the apparent motions when you observe from planet Earth on the sky objects. So you'll see that ecliptic and orbit, but then, then you'll realize, okay, sun is at the center of the solar system. There are nine planets revolving. We are one planet. We are revolving around sun. And what is these are orbits? Okay, Earth is orbiting around sun, and all the other planets are also orbiting around sun. Okay, uh, yeah. So astronomy is about apparent motion. Apparent, right? What is the meaning of apparent? Apparent means um, it's not true. It's not actual, but it's for an observer on Earth, the motion that we see. Like see, like Hindus, right? In South India and Tamil, like we have that Sani Payarchi, Guru Payarchi, all that. Guru Payarchi, why, why Sani Payarchi happens? Sani Payarchi happens because Sani Payarchi means that I think recurrent some motion in for Jupiter and for Saturn. So that's like, because it's an ecliptic path uh, by Saturn and Jupiter, and at some point, it takes uh, in that ecliptic path, it takes a turn, right? It goes and turns. That for an apparent observer in Earth, it looks like, it looks like, Saturn will be going for some time, and it stops. It comes travels back, and then it goes back. And that's why, our in ancient Hindus, our sages, our Hindu sages, they saw, call it as Payarchi. Okay. So, ecliptic. Okay. So, I will talk so many things. It's not just a subject topic. This is a sparkle interest in astronomy. You do some, when you get bored. See, when you think about astronomy and like you'll realize that okay, we are a very tiny dot. We are life human. We are on this planet. This planet itself is one tiny dot in this entire universe. And all that we have discovered is just solar system. And our Hindu religion, right? See, even I am a Ram Bhakt, and of course, if you need to even run a family, and if you want to face the challenges in our family life, we need to have some religious belief. When I go by, we need to follow a religion, and it's all true. But the main thing, right? My belief is like we went through school, we studied so much, we went through college. I mean, we have college degrees, and for me, no, it's not like I'm not like other students, like just study for getting marks, pass, get the degree, and forget everything. I'm not that kind. Even every day, right? I think about all that I learned, and maybe I that is people think me a bit weird also, like because um, I take things why 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 to take think about subjects seriously, but for me it helps. I mean, it so even if you face office politics, all that, I somehow compromise myself. Okay, I will adjust, because I know that human life is so good. It's very short. I'm 42 years old. Max I will live for around 60 years. Human life is so short, and I don't even like to compete with other people. But here, these people are in race. Like they want to prove they are superior. This is like, and if you are an MNC, you need to face so much competition. Like other nationalities will say they are superior. Other people from other religion, other religious belief, they say they are superior. All that. But the thing is, it's all pointless. I mean, that's what. Little for me, how what helps? I'm not a religious person, but the problem I find with religious people are they always talk about life, 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 life. Okay, see, life in the sense they don't even take Hindus. Okay, um, they always think about life. Life, see, our planet Earth, right? I mean, Max, what do you see? They talk about ocean, and they talk about fish. Even our all the avatars, right? They say much avatar. Like always, they talk about other only life, life. Okay, it's good. Okay, to talk about life and the human relationship. All this, that's okay. But talking about that again and again, only that, and not even focusing on um other topics like see this um, see astronomy. The good thing about astronomy is macroscopic objects, right? Macroscopic in the sense bigger things in the universe. Talk about stars, distant stars, sun, all that. And there is another thing, microscopic objects. You just get into inters like we are in the middle, right? We are like somewhere in the middle, but like atoms and molecules, like microscopic, all that. And what is happening there? There also, see, everywhere there is motion, right? So you see, look at this astronomy. Just you develop interest in astronomy, you will become a very better person. And nobody knows because very few. I don't even know even in colleges and even some of us. I met some professors in my college. They are into science, but once they come out of college, very few people. I mean, you don't even see people who take subject seriously. I have seen only few of my professors and teachers who take subject seriously. Even my fellow students, right? Even my friends, very few have taken subject seriously. Okay. Yeah. See this thing, right? In the microscopic objects. Once you think about macroscopic objects, like once you see the sky and bigger objects, okay, you'll see you'll start, fascinating. Like on a distant object, it is all going. Okay. See, and these things, current world, right? In our world, we are fascinated about objects and devices, all this. Like all these devices, technology, more about technology, like our communication devices like computers, mobile phones. We fascinate about this, and we talk about motors, automobiles, right? Max, that is the interest, right? You see our people are, they talk about bikes, cars, trains. They are interested in and motion movement, right? And travel, and Max, restaurants. Most people talk about food. They want to taste different cuisines, and they talk about restaurants. Mm, and other things like other technologies, like any utilities, right? See all the utilities like electrical devices like refrigerators, microwave ovens. Our world, the current times, we had always talk about technology, any appliances or any technology that is useful, to make our life better. Okay, but you see what's happening. There is huge craze and theft is there. People are trying to steal others' property. If you always think about property and fascinate, okay, I need this, I need this, I need this. You tend to become more materialistic, and you become like what to say, so much craze and I don't want to say this like I don't want to blame because the policymakers and administrators. Uh, I don't know what is happening in a rural area. I'm into urban. I'm living in urban areas for last 18, 19 years. But here nobody, want to even think about, talk about some natural things. Always see this technology. It's like always utilities for humans, right? They want to think about that. Even I like. I mean, I want to live a sophisticated life. I like things, but in addition to that, this natural movement, right? Uh, this nature, we have taken a human form, we are living, and we have a very short life. And in this life, every day and night, I tell you, when I was studying astronomy, I used to have this just realization, what realization, right? About day and night. See, day and night. See, for for most of us, day means we need to go to office. Morning we have to wake up, go to office. We don't even realize that day is because Earth is rotating, and we are facing sun during daytime, and it rotates back. Night is nothing but we are away from sun's side. That is day and night. Look at this. Earth needs to rotate all the time. Our Earth, we are living in, we are sitting in Earth. It has to rotate all the day, and sun needs to, that fire that needs to glow all the time. That light needs to come. Only then life. Otherwise, there is not even human life. That's 60 years, right? 1 year is 365 days. That is also suns. We are very much part of galaxy for life, 60 years of human life. We are nothing but, it's sun's, it's nothing but Earth's 60 revolution around the sun. And God has given us, time to live in this planet and relate with the fellow humans uh, during this span. So this realization is a simple thing, right? It's a realization. Okay, we are we are having we are saying we go through day and night. Sun is, I mean, every day sun rises and every night sun sets. This simple realization, right? This makes you a better person. Better person. If you think like this, you don't even compete with others. For me, right, I get so much trouble. People bug me because the world is like this, right? These it's a devil's world. We think they are smart when you oppress somebody else. It's some stupid idea. It's very short life. Nobody is immortal. All are mortal, right? Everybody is going to die. It's just 60 years life, and that and especially this corporate. It's so stupid. They say I'm a boss. I'm a boss. You will see no logic in hierarchy and all this, and especially working with there's the Western people. There will be no logic in this hierarchy. No, no, these things. I don't want to get into that stupid political topic like any other person. But the thing is, this simple realization. Okay, this see, I am in day. Time is 10:15. Okay, sun has raised in the eastern direction, and is somewhere midway it's between noon and uh, morning, right? So sun is somewhere there. This realization will make you a better person. Here, think about other. Let me not talk. That's what, If I just switch on the TV, where is the topic? All the topic they talk about music, people, some stars. The so-called stars. Somebody will be dancing, music and movie. We can watch for some time, but I don't see any thinking about people, life and planet, and especially about people, and not even about not even other things. That will make you mad, and but people enjoy that only. So I think that is why most people don't watch TV. They just spend time with going out and with restaurants, all that. Okay, but this thing, right? When you get free time, don't disturb time when you are alone. Like I am alone for some time. I used to think about all this only, and that makes me happy, and that makes me turn towards God. Even if your belief is Hindu religion, even if you are a middle class Hindu, you will be pulled towards faith, religion, thinking about God. So these are all God's works, right? So once I tell you the whole motive for making this video. It's very bright sunny days last 2 months, and I'm in Bangalore for so long. I usually in Bangalore it would be like very cloudy and all that. It's very clear sky, and even often when I go out I see clear sun, and at night I see clear sky, and I see planets with without any clouds. If there are no clouds, some people don't like it. Some people like rain, but I like clear sky. Clear sky is like and lots of light. It's like your memory would be so fresh, and um, you will enjoy the life. Will enjoy every living moment. So, mm, so astronomy is one good topic. Okay, ecliptic, right? See, the only two things I talked about: orbit and ecliptic, and about planets. All this. Um, yeah. Um, and there are some in Amazon. You will find some good telescopes, and if you have interest, like you can order some small telescopes, and you can locate Saturn and see the rings around the Saturn, and also you can see the moons around Jupiter. All that. These are some hobbies that you can develop, like even kids. Uh, See, this thing, it will be boring for some people. Many people don't like it. Okay, but some people like it. Some good kids like it, who are studious and who are focused on, who takes studies seriously. They might like it. I in my when I was young, some people did. Some of my friends they take even these topics as interesting. I was in BSc, and in my BSc classmates they didn't take the subject seriously, but I had some MSc friends, and they are interested in this topic, and when we used to talk about all this, and but once I came out of college, I did not get people with right frequency, and these topics, or and even I forgot all this. Okay. Okay, and you can okay, orbits, planets. I talked about orbits, planets, and stars, right? So there are the 24 constellations on the sky, and 12 constellations are in this ecliptic, and they are of importance to astrologers. Believe that those are of importance to human life. I mean, the position of sun. Um, and one more thing, you should realize one thing. See, these constellations, right? Even at the daytime, there are stars in the background of the sun, but we don't see that because sun is so bright. Even there, constellations are there even in the daytime. That is, even that is one good thing, and sometimes what is it, this eclipses, right? This lunar eclipse and important sky events you will see in our television whenever this thing happens. Sky events, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, and transitions. Like sometimes during when I was in studying in during my school times. One time our teacher said. Mercury is transiting sun, and at some time one day took us to the ground and showed us all that. So watch out, like every day, in news channels, some occasionally they talk about sky events, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. See, lunar eclipse is like when Earth goes between sun and moon, that is lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse is like it's like, see, this is like and moon is another one thing. Moon is a natural satellite to sun, to Earth. So it's like Earth rotates sun and moon rotates Earth, right? And sometimes these three bodies, they are in on alignment. Those things, those are the moments that eclipse happens. And usually in the news channels they talk about eclipses whenever eclipse comes during a point in a year. Okay. Simple things. I talked about ecliptic orbits, eclipses, that's lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, about planets, about constellations. Okay. And another thing is this Milky Way, right? This is one big constellation. Milky Way is one big constellation in the universe, and we are part of Milky Way. Solar system, Sun, with its 9 planets, is part of Milky Way, and Milky Way is part of bigger universe. And our universe is constantly expanding. It's expanding, expanding. See, people uh, are afraid of astronomy. Even in India, even if you watch sky for so long, people will scold you because it's like some people become mad if you watch sky. But it's like it depends on your maturity, right? Like even in US and all, they see Stephen Hawkins, in in a paralyzed way, sitting in a chair. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, he might have a natural problem, but things like I feel that they say that they discourage seeing the sky to kids. It's like they are afraid if you see the sky. It's not like that. I mean, I don't buy all that point. You can just spend 30 minutes every day and it will be a good experience. And it's maturity. Yeah, of course, if illiterates, if they see the sky, they'll get confused because in India, like they're scared of they have some. That's our in India, Hindus belief is more into life. We always think about people, life in planet. They don't even want to talk about macroscopic objects like bigger objects like about galaxy, universe, and even the microscopic objects like atoms, molecules. Like in gas around us, there is gas and liquid, solid. Right. This is what I as a physics student I always see. Okay, when you see even in this gas particles, some people think about ghosts, right? Even life may another thing. People say if you look at this table or even any objects, any any material objects, you think there is no life. Physics say that there are electrons, there are protons, there is atoms. In atoms, proton is in the center, and electrons are constantly revolving around. Earth, universe is in motion, whether it is microscopic. You might think that it is stationary objects. There is nothing in this wood, but in this wood there is carbon atoms, hydrogen atoms. There are atoms. There is a motion inside it. It's not life, but there is a it's nature in action. So this realization, right? This makes you a better person. It's a boring topic. I talked about something that you are not used to hear in the outside world, because if you switch on the TV channel, you just see movies, sports, music, news. That is all, right? So this is something different. But if some studious kids, right, if they hear this, they might find it useful. They might spark interest in astronomy and just natural things other than technologies. Like one video, just not to talk about this usual devices, motors, or appliances, any technology, and something about the natural things, natural bigger things that's available in nature, all that. Okay, hope this pep talk about astronomy is interesting to you, and most of you will find it boring. I know. Leave comments. Like I made three science videos before this, but I didn't even get one comment. I'm not sure if my comments. I need to see whether my comments is enabled or not in the YouTube. If you give some feedback, I'll see Even I have very few contact circle, but I'm going to float it in internet, and it's not for publicity. Maybe some in search, some student might get it, and it might spark interest for that student. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you don't find it interesting, just research on those topics like eclipse, orbit, planets, all this. These are all simple things, but and spend some time on stargazing for 20-30 minutes every day when there is clear sky. Because nowadays most of the days are very cloudy days, and only occasionally we get clear sky days. Okay, thank you very much.